Welcome inside the Acres Broadcast Center. I'm Tim Mulhaupt, and this is your Sports Nightly Ticker. Scott Frost met with the media today when he announced that quarterback Adrian Martinez will miss the final game of the season against Iowa with a shoulder injury.
Yeah, you guys know I don't really talk about injuries unless it's season ending. We have one game left. Adrian won't be available. He has a shoulder injury that he's going to have to get addressed after the season. Happened in the first half, Saturday. He's such a tough kid. I didn't expect him to play in the second half, and he came up to me right before the second half kickoff and said he wanted to go. Played well, played tough. Feel terrible for him, but appreciate him, and we're going to have to be without him Friday.
Volleyball head coach John Cook also met with the media today, discussing what needs to change when his team meets Wisconsin Friday with first place in the Big Ten at stake.
You got to win close games, and we were right there. And you watch yesterday, Minnesota, Wisconsin. I mean, it came 3 deuce games, and that's what it is. That's what it comes down to. You got to win 3 games by 2 points. So that's what we're going to have to do better. We're going to have to make plays when it matters.
Both volleyball and women's basketball are celebrating this evening as both teams announced the shared signing of top dual sport recruit Maggie Mendelson. Mendelson will play for both basketball and volleyball when she enrolls in Nebraska in 2022. The Ogden, Utah native will graduate a year early to attend Nebraska and is the only recruit in the country who is a member of both the U.S. national volleyball and basketball programs. In Big Ten's basketball tonight, it is Wisconsin, who already played today. They beat Texas A&M 69-58 earlier. Ohio State is taking on number 21 ranked Seton Hall. The score is 40-35, Buckeyes at half. Number 14 Illinois is battling Cincinnati, and the score on that one is 23-15. The Fighting Illini out in front. Penn State and Cornell are midway through the first. The score there is 27-17 Cornell. Rutgers and Lafayette are just underway. Undefeated Iowa hosts Western Michigan at 7:30 p.m. and at 8:30, 4-0 Northwestern hosts 4-0 Providence. In Big Ten women's basketball, Minnesota fell to Oklahoma 88-69 at the Bad Boy Mowers women's battle for Atlantis earlier today. Number 13 Michigan and Oakland are just underway. Purdue and undefeated Marshall are about ready for tip-off, and Wisconsin will take on Chicago State at 6:30 p.m. In pro sports tonight, the NFL wraps up Week 11 with a Monday night football showdown between the Giants in Tampa, who are in Tampa, to take on the Bucs at 7:15 p.m. That's the ticker. I'm Tim Mulhaupt, and this is Sports Nightly on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Vermeer in the backfield on second short. Fake the handoff, rolling the pocket, back to throw. Adrian takes a shot downfield, has a man open. It's Vermeer, makes a catch. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Nebraska. Huskers burn that Wolverine defense for a second time in the third quarter.
Now Penn State back right. Johnny Parker stuffed.
A huge block. Nebraska, big block. Couldn't have been better timed. Huskers lead. It's 2019, Sep 2.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
Well, stop me if you've heard this before. The Huskers push a top 25 team to the brink, but come up short. Happened again Saturday at Camp Randall. The Badgers survived the Huskers' last-second shot toward the end zone, 35-28. Another really good effort by Scott's Frost team, but still no win to show for it. As we welcome you to another week of Sports Nightly here on the Huskers Radio Network. A lot of people, Jessica, last week weren't sure what we were going to see out of the Big Red. We shouldn't have doubted it. This team has shown us time and time again the ability to get up off the deck.
Absolutely. And, talking with players all week, they were excited, and they're excited about this one this week. Another opportunity, and for a lot of them, a handful of them, the last time that they're going to run out onto the field in Memorial Stadium and do that tunnel walk for the last time. So, these 2 games mean a lot to this team, and, they've gotten up and they fought against week in and week out after heartbreaking losses. And I think I saw a stat. It's like set the FBS record for most one-loss scores in college football history. And, but they just get back up. And I asked Ben Stilley about it. What about this team that you guys keep fighting? And he said that's just the culture that we've built. And, we got a lot of maturity and a lot of guys that love playing football together. And they've got, now just one more game to do it, and they're taking a lot of pride in it, and it's a rivalry game, and you always get up for those as well. So I just could not cannot say enough about the way they responded after the kickoff, return right off the top of the game, and for them to come back and respond the way that they did. But yeah, I mean, just a lot of positives to take away. And again, a tough no call at the end that I saw a lot of side-by-side comparisons to the JoJo pass interference call against Michigan. So, but, again, you hope it didn't come down to a play like that. But, and no word from the Big Ten office, I'm assuming, that about the call.
Probably not this early in the week. It may come later in the week. But, it was remarkable in some ways that the Huskers were right there with a chance to win. They give up a kickoff return for a touchdown, which that's usually a killer.
Yeah.
They turned the ball over twice. They didn't force any turnovers for the Badgers, and yet there they were. So just another really gutsy effort by this team, led by their quarterback, who now is done. As Adrian Martinez, with Tim had it for us in the ticker, the head coach announced today that his season is over. A shoulder injury, which we really didn't think he was going to play in the second half the other night, but he gutted his way through that. I'm sad. I really am sad for Adrian. I wanted him to have one kind of glorious moment down the stretch of this season, and he's not going to get it. I feel awful for the young man.
Yeah, and just the way he's battled, of course, the shoulder injury this past game, but this whole year, what he's kind of gone through and battled through, and the broken jaw and the ankle and whatnot, and just continues to come out there and fight for his team, and wanted to be out there, and that's why this team loves him so much. And so, yeah, I mean, it stinks if, because as we were talking about earlier, that originally Nebraska was favored to win this, and now that's flipped because he's not going to be out there. But he has done so much for this team on and off the field, and it's sad that he's not going to get one more go at it, and in a big one at home for sure.
One of the last plays of the game, he was able to eclipse Tommy Armstrong for the school's all-time total offensive leader. And I know he would trade all the records that he has set, all the leaders boards that he's on as a Husker for a lot more wins. It just did not come for him. We're not sure if he's going to be honored at Senior Day. I think he probably will. Scott Frost said they're going to talk about it during the week. I hope he does, and I hope he gets a huge ovation.
Yeah, and I think he will. I think as much as fans have maybe been critical of him, they can also appreciate the way he's battled, and because he doesn't want to lose games. He wants to win every game that he possibly can, and he loves this place, and he's been such a good representative, as a human being as well. He's just such a good person and represents so well. And so, as critical as maybe some fans have been of him, he has done so much and poured his heart and soul into this place, and so he's absolutely deserving of a massive ovation and for everything that he's done. And again, even though the win column is not what this team set out for it to be at this point in the season, this team is an improved football team, and Adrian Martinez has a lot to do with that too.
All-time total offensive leader, second in all-time passing yards. Did not quite get to Tommy Armstrong, about 400 behind Tommy. Is this the end of his career? We don't know. The coach said today, and we're hopefully going to get some of those here in just a little bit, what Scott said about that. They're still discussing whether he's going to come back next year or not. But I kind of have a sense that may be it for Adrian as a Husker. But, man, did he have some electrifying plays. Every opponent that we play, every opposing coach that Nebraska plays always says it starts with him, and that's how we have to defend them. And he is so dangerous with the football. And I think it was a big reason why Nebraska moved the ball as much as they did on Saturday night.
Yeah, I mean, look what they did to one of the top defenses in all of college football. I mean, the numbers they don't lie. I mean, in Wisconsin, we talked about it all week. They're right there with Georgia in just about every single statistic. And you look at what that offense did, and, even still, they're still top 16 or number 16 in the nation in total offense. Now, a lot of times that hasn't translated always into points. Some of that has been, the missed field goals, whatever that might be. But Adrian is a big part of why that offense has been able to go the way that it has. And we have, week in and week out, have heard coaches say how much of a nightmare Nebraska's offense is because of what Adrian can bring, both with his feet and his arm. The way he's thrown the football this year is vastly improved. I think most people can agree too. So, he just has that element of the athleticism of being just such an elite athlete that it is so tough to defend. And He has been a big part of what this offense has been able to do statistically and the numbers that they've been able to put up. And you have to think about, early on and a lot of these games, the offensive line was struggling. And, he made up for a lot of that as well. So, there's so many positive things that you could say about Adrian. And if that was his last game that he played in, absolutely deserves a massive, massive ovation from Husker Nation on Saturday.
So Logan Smothers, next man up. He will get the start on Friday against the Hawkeyes, and a lot of people have been waiting to see Logan. So it's a great opportunity for him, and I think he will acquit himself well in the game against the Hawkeyes. But you're right, the betting line has flipped. Now Iowa a favorite in this game. All right, phone lines are open for you, 402-413-2400. Either fire off a phone call or a text, or text line, the same number there as well. Let's begin tonight out in North Platte with Jim. Good evening, Jim. Welcome to the program. Jim, are you with us? Well, Jim must have got distracted, so we'll put Jim back on hold there. Again, 402-413-2400, the number to be a part of this one today. The Huskers will have to condense everything this week. It's a quick week with the game on Friday instead of the normal Saturday game, so everything gets compressed up. In fact, usually on Tuesday we hear from the coordinators. Today, Eric Chenander got in front of the media and talked about game planning for Iowa, and he's going to be shorthanded, Jessica, too. There's some more of those defensive guys that are banged up. Yeah,
but some guys stepped up and into some roles, and this is a big opportunity. We hear it every single year at the end of the year. We heard Coach Frost talking about it, how every team's banged up, and this is a huge opportunity for some young guys. And again, another big game. There's going to be a lot of eyes. It's the day after Thanksgiving. A lot of people are just sitting around watching football. This is going to be one of those games that a lot of eyeballs are on. So a huge opportunity for some of these young guys to maybe set themselves up for a competition going into offseason and spring ball and to kind of make a name for themselves for the future.
All right, let's head to West Point. And Pete, good evening, Pete. You're going to lead us off tonight.
Good evening. How are you?
Good, thanks.
I guess first and foremost, I hope Adrian comes back. He's one heck of an athlete. He's a good person. I hope he comes back and writes.
Oh, go ahead, Pete. Sorry.
Oh, I hope he comes back and rights the ship on the win-loss record. He's a very, very talented individual, and he's a real good individual, and I root for him. As far as the game Saturday, I really thought the special teams obviously let us down, but I thought the defense kind of let us down a little bit. The tackling was pretty poor. If you go back and you watch it, they tried to tackle that running back high, and it didn't work so good sometimes. I think if the defense was a little bit better or would tackle the feet, the legs a little bit more, I think it might have been a different game, but I like the effort.
Pete, appreciate it. Yeah, even Eric Chenander today said the tackling was probably the poorest it's been all year. He said that back's really good. That was part of the reason they missed some, but he did say he said it was better when he went back and watched it than he thought live. But I would agree with you. When Nebraska would get it tied, they couldn't get a stop. Wisconsin kept getting that score to go back ahead in the game. The Huskers just never could jump back up on top. Let's go to Seward next. And Tim, good evening. Tim, welcome to Sports Nightly.
Hey, Greg. Thanks for taking my call. I will openly admit I've been very critical about Scott as a coach. I've done it on your show. I've been critical of Adrian as a quarterback. But I'm just looking at the writing on the wall. And if I'm Scott Frost, after what Trev Alberts basically did, with the coaches that he wanted Scott to change up and reduced his buyout contract, I have got to get Adrian to come back next year. And I know people, that's crazy. Adrian's not going to get us over the hump. But I'm going to tell you what, guys, Adrian is exactly what Scott needs in order to get us over that hump. And the reason is because Adrian's not the one getting false starts on the offensive line. Adrian's not the one on defense stepping up, stopping teams when we need to. Adrian's not the one out there punting or kicking field goals. Adrian is only doing what he can. We have a different running back in the game every single week, it seems like. And I know when Adrian leaves, and I'm saying this because I've been extremely critical of Adrian at times because of his decision-making, it's not the best. But I know when Adrian leaves this program, we're going to look back and go, man, why did we not appreciate what we had in front of us? Because Adrian is the guy that is going to have that leadership next year. He's not going to be the transfer that doesn't know the guys. He's not going to be the backup quarterback that can't step up and produce when we need him to. Adrian's the guy. Well, I want to know what you think. Thanks.
Tim, appreciate it. You're probably right. And Jessica, we've talked about it, that he has not come through in the clutch. But a lot of games is Nebraska even in position to win without his talents and his abilities throughout the other three quarters of the game.
No, and I mean, I just said that too about the offensive line. I mean, there are times that the offensive line was just flat out not good, that he kind of, bailed this offense out of some tough spots, but with his athleticism, getting, avoiding sacks. And, I think I saw another stat that he's the most pressured quarterback in the Big Ten. And so, and like you said, who knows what these games look like without him. Are they as close as they are? And there are some games that shouldn't come down to the one score at the end of the game because of some of the special teams bluffs or or mistakes or whatever that might be. But there are some of these closer games that shouldn't be as close not because of what Adrian has done. There are certain things some mistakes that this football team has made that are not on Adrian by any means.
Carla on our text line said, I agree concerning Adrian. I'm sad that he will not be playing the season's last game. I think that young man has shown great character and class through his entire time in Nebraska, and I'm proud that he will always be a Cornhusker. Well put, Carla. I need to take a break. 402-413-2400, the number to dial us up with a comment or question or fire off a text. Time to tell you to buckle up, put the phone down. That's a reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. More of the show coming up.
Find your sanctuary in a new Lincoln SUV from Woodhouse Lincoln during the Lincoln Wish List sales event. From the top safety-rated Corsair to the luxurious Lincoln Navigator, Woodhouse Lincoln can fulfill your wish this season. Get 0 down, 0 due at signing, and 0 first month's payment on qualifying vehicles. Shop our inventory in-store or online at woodhouselincoln.com. WAC TTL Extra. Offer valid on qualifying vehicles. Offer expires 1/2/2022. See dealer for details.
Valley 365 is here, and the time is now to take your farming technology full circle. Valley 365 is the ultimate command center, the new single sign-on platform that brings together our tried and true technology and streamlines your entire operation. Combining the best features of AgSense, Valley Scheduling, Valley VRI, and Valley Insights, Valley 365 is the next level solution for connected crop management. Leverage your data, make the most of your time, and own your tomorrow. Contact your Valley dealer today.
Tailgating pros agree that Lucille's Famous Fried Chicken and More at Sapp Brothers scores big with Husker fans. Be the MVP of your tailgate party this year and let Lucille's do the cooking. Stop by Sapp Brothers Travel Center or visit www.sappbros.net to find out how you can elevate your tailgate party with Lucille's Famous Fried Chicken, celebrating 50 years of fueling America's heartland and welcoming guests. Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official sponsor of Husker Athletics.
Whether you compete on the court, at the track, on the field, or in the fields, winning isn't just a goal. It's a mindset, shaped, honed, and defined throughout the season. That's why farmers pushing themselves to be the best plant DeKalb brand corn. Wherever you compete, winning has roots. Perform at your best with DeKalb. Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
While some seed companies put a greater stake in stock prices and anonymous shareholders, Rob Seco knows that what's important to you hits closer to home. That's why you'll find we're focused on your needs. With a simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, a relationship that makes it easy to connect with anyone in the company, and the technology, traits, and genetics you need from any source. Put your stock in the company that puts you first. Rob Seco.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. The Rural Fellows Program doubled their average number of participating students this year, putting UNL student interns to work in 17 Nebraska communities for the summer. Interns use their skills to get real-world experience on a variety of projects, from mapping out trail systems to creating promotional videos to researching and documenting local history.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
You trained for this all year. Endless hours of cardio, conditioning, and weights. And now you are ready. Ready to trek back to your seat from the concession stand. Through the lines, lost fans, and that mascot who wants you to do a little dancey dance, all without spilling a drop of your ice-cold Bud Light. Welcome back to football, sports fans.
Hey, Nebraska fans, Jimmy John's in Omaha is currently looking for people to join their team with sandwich maker positions starting at $12 to $15 an hour, management positions with competitive pay and benefits, and delivery drivers earning up to $30 an hour with mileage and tips. Visit dkpmcorp.com and apply now. That's dkpmcorp.com. Come join the Jimmy John's team today. You can also visit any of the local independently owned and operated Jimmy John's franchises to learn more.
Woohoo! Business technology 1, network downtime 0. Being a game-winning IT network takes hard work and an experienced technology coach. That's why our game plan includes Marco. Marco helps our entire business infrastructure perform better and score big day in and day out. With Marco's veteran experience guiding our team, every season is a winning season. Find out what your technology could be saying at marconet.com.
Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is the place to watch Nebraska games this season. Locally owned and operated, Addie's is Omaha's premier sports bar with 4 locations in Elkhorn, Maple Street, Millard, and the new flagship Capitol location in downtown Omaha. If it's Husker game day, it's on at Addie's. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is Omaha's official watch party spot with game day giveaways, prizes, fun, and more surprises later in the season. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill. See you there for the game.
Score a game-winning drive when you buy your next vehicle at Sid Dillon Chevrolet. As a Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles, including medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Whatever vehicle fits your needs, we're here to make the purchase process easy. Visit our Chevy locations in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo. Plus, shop our full inventory at SidDillonChevy.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Chevy, find new roads.
You already got the hat, the jersey, maybe even the occasional red and white face paint. So kick things off right this season and add the FNBO Husker Visa debit card to the list. Pay loud and proud for every Husker decal, t-shirt, or hot dog at the game. Wear your heart on your sleeve and in your wallet with the Husker Visa debit card. Free with any checking account from FNBO, the bank of Husker Nation. Get yours today at fnbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
We're back in our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres Equipment, Nebraska's premier John Deere dealer with 27 locations across Nebraska and into Kansas. Acres Solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you here on a Monday night. 402-413-2400. To the phones we go. Stacy in Grand Island's up next. Good evening, Stacy.
Good evening. Thanks for taking my call.
You bet.
Hey, I was listening to your show a few weeks ago, and you and Jeremiah Searles were talking about the defense, and you had made the comment that you thought that this was an elite defense. And I wanted to call in that night, and I think they're a very good defense, but I don't think they're even close to being elite. They give up way too many third and longs to be an elite defense. And honestly, you know, people blame the offense for not scoring at the end of the game, and they shouldn't be put in that position every game to have to come back and win a game. Our defense needs to stop somebody. I don't know. I just wanted to make that comment, and I'll hang up and listen to see what you have to say about it. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate the phone call. That you're catching them coming off of not a great effort. That was probably one of their poor Saturdays of the season. And
without JoJo.
And without JoJo, Caleb Tanner gets a concussion. Damian Daniels didn't play the second half, so they're getting whittled down a little bit. But elite's it's probably a stretch. That's fair to say that. I don't know that I would put them in an elite category, but they've been really sound most of the year. But you're right. They weren't elite on Saturday. They could not get stops in the game against Wisconsin on Saturday. Let's go to Tilden, a suburb of Elkhorn, and Ryan's next. Good evening, Ryan.
Hey, hello. How you guys doing?
Good.
Hey, I just want to say how proud I was of the team. You know, it's been a rough year. We haven't had a lot of wins, but they've been in every ball game. And I think being competitive is so much better than years past where we were getting blowed out. And I'm just really proud of the team. They never give up. They never say die. They just keep going, and I'm proud of them.
Ryan, I appreciate it. Thank you. I think a lot of Husker fans share your sentiment about this team. In fact, John in Omaha on our text line, congratulations to Adrian on his record. Knowing the kind of guy he is, I'm sure that he would trade that in for a few more big wins. If he comes back, I hope it will pay big dividends for him and the team. If he doesn't, I want to thank him for the way he's represented our university, a fine young man who never embarrassed us and gave us many reasons to be proud. Again, John in Omaha. Let's stay in Lincoln next and chat with Richard. Good evening, Richard. Welcome to the program.
Well, thank you for taking my call. When I watched the game and watched the last play of the game, it was fairly evident to me that there was a pass interference that should have been called on that last pass of the game, and it wasn't. And there was no effort on the part of Coach Frost to get that play reviewed. Is that because you can't review a no-call situation?
That is correct. You can't. That is not a reviewable play. You know, you got a penalty, don't you, Richard? He got a penalty. He got penalized for arguing too much about the play. It didn't matter because they were just going to take a knee and end the game. But yeah, he was out on the field screaming and yelling. But you can't review a pass interference, unfortunately.
Well, I don't know. To me, it was fairly clear that it was a pass interference, and of course that essentially cost us the game. I agree, Richard. Appreciate the phone call. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it was blatant, and the guys on the TV broadcast thought so too. And that's what I don't know when the Big Ten normally puts out statements, if they do, on certain calls that have not been made. And I've said that from the start. Some transparency would be nice about, hey, we missed this. Hey, this is what we're doing to fix this. But yeah, I mean, it was. And there's a lot of people, like I said earlier, that there was a lot of views and a lot of interactions with the tweet that someone put the side-by-side of JoJo's pass interference against Michigan that was called, and then the one that was not called on Saturday night at Wisconsin. And, it was the one at Wisconsin was way more blatant than JoJo's. So,
no doubt.
Again, it apparently was the same crew.
And you have people who say that, well, you're not going to get that call on the road. Okay. Then how about getting it at home? Can we get it? Can we get it at home? Hawaii Dave says, how was a 3-8 team favorite over a 9-2 team in a battle for division title? Baffling. Explains the crazy year of Nebraska. Well, now with Adrian's news, the Huskers no longer favored in that game. Dorothy Lynch, homestyle, light and lean dressing, endless flavorabilities. Back to the phones we go to Auburn and John. Good evening, John. Welcome to Sports Nightly.
Thanks, Greg, for taking the call. I've listened to you for years, and Jessica, great addition to the program, by the way.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I've got a scenario here for you. You can give me your take on it if you would, please. Say Adrian comes back, you win 6 games, you qualify for a bowl. Do you think that's enough to keep Scott's job? Or if Smothers is the man and he wins 6 games, you go to a bowl, does he have a longer leash with that? I'll hang up and listen to your answer. Thanks for the call. Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, that's a lot of speculation. I mean, I don't know. And I think, Trev and Scott even said there are metrics built into what he has to do in year 5. I don't know what those metrics are. So that's a lot of speculation on what 2022 might look like. So I don't know where to put all that because I'm not privy to that. I think that's between Scott and Trev.
Yeah, I think, Scott wants that pressure and is embracing that pressure because he knows he wants to be better. He wants to win for this program more than anybody. But as far as what the 6 wins in the bowl, I think absolutely you would think at the very least a bowl game is in those metrics. But as far as the quarterbacks go, I don't know. I mean, I think there's still yet to unfold. We have to know what Adrian's going to do. Transfer portal, does that come into play? Because there's a new offensive coordinator. What kind of quarterback fits with his system? We don't know what kind of offense is going to be, put out by Nebraska next year. So that could mean that the whole new quarterback is being brought in to run this offense. So I don't know as far as Adrian Smothers, what that looks like. You can't say that because I don't think we know who the quarterback is going to be in a year from now.
Got to wait and see who the offensive coordinator is going to be, I think, to make a lot of these projections for next year. On our text line, yes, Adrian has played his heart out this year with a soft line, different running backs every week, poor play calling, and playing with injuries that most quarterbacks would have sat out with. He's tough, but he'll be remembered for his miscues at critical times, and that's part of it. That's part of his resume, is the inability to drive games late. I thought Miles Farmer, poor tackling special teams, cost us the game. Why did Yant not play? Yant was on the trip. He did not play, though. Coach's decision, according to the coach earlier today. Let's try Jim in North Platte again. Hello, Jim. Welcome back to the program.
Well, I thank you for taking my call. I would like to say any sports has to do with the basics on offense and defense. And I've got a question. Jay Foreman, that does after the game on the radio, says those players have to give 100% during practice and 100% during the game. He has said on the After the Talk radio show, during that show, he has thought they have not done that. Thank you.
All right, yeah, I don't think there's anybody that can question the fight and the heart that the Huskers have shown this year. And Jay was not with us on Big Red Reaction Saturday. He was actually with the team. He was on the team flight, so that's why he was not with Matt after the game on Saturday. He will be here this week for Big Red Reaction this week. But I don't think there's anybody out there that could question the heart and fight of this football team, the kind of schedule they've played and the efforts they put in and week out. Hey, our Sports Nightly Hotline is brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto Family. Shop Woodhouse first. 18 brands, 16 convenient locations, simplified car buying to save you time. Shop, finance, and buy online at woodhouse.com. When we come back, Jessica's going to sit down with Jazz Shelley. That's coming up next.
A DUI is everything you didn't prepare for. You did not save for it. You did not train for it. You did not go to school for it. You did not raise your family or buy a house or get a job for it. It is not your life goal or a dream come true. You have planned for everything in your life. You did not plan for a DUI. Get a ride. A DUI costs more than you think.
Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Well, it's halftime. How do we kill 15 minutes?
I think I have some really old hard candies in my purse.
Ick.
Well, we could play rock, paper, scissors.
I'd rather eat the hard candy.
Oh, I forgot. I bought a bunch of Nebraska lottery scratch tickets before we came.
Excellent. Hand them down.
What a great selection. The Nebraska lottery launches new scratch games every month.
Anybody got a quarter to scratch them with? Anybody?
Hey, hand me one of those old hard candies.
Play is good. Go play. Odds vary by game.
At Subaru, they love building vehicles for those who pack a lot into life. The redesigned 2021 Crosstrek is their way of saying more power to you. An upgrade in horsepower means you have a world of fun and adventure waiting for you. And the Crosstrek comes with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. Love, it's what makes Subaru, Subaru. Visit DeToe Subaru at 27th Street and Jamie Lane in Lincoln or at DeToeSubaru.com. Upgraded horsepower available on select models.
Finally, it's time to tailgate, to find your spot in a sea of red, to get together with family and fans, and to share what makes Husker football season the best. This season, share Valentino's Tailgater tradition with their Big Red Double Jumbo deal and get 2 one-topping jumbo pizzas for only $17.99 each. Order yours at Valentinos.com. Some restrictions apply. See store for details. Valentino's, the official pizza of the Huskers. Go Big Red.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it is safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief, nutrition, or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Lutz is an integrated business solutions firm born and raised in Nebraska with offices in Omaha, Lincoln, Hastings, and Grand Island. Lutz provides expert accounting, consulting, financial, technology, M&A, and talent solutions tailored to you. Lutz embraces your business as their own to discover the right solutions to help you thrive. They mind what matters for businesses or individuals seeking a partner to help energize and heighten financial and organizational success. Visit lutz.us/GBR.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
From sprains and stitches to sore throats and sinus infections. When it's care that can't wait, count on CHI Health Clinic Priority Care. Simply walk in 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. You'll get the quality care you need without an appointment, and you'll never pay more than a regular primary care visit. Get in, get out, and get on with your day. Find a location near you at chihealth.com/prioritycare.
Touchdown, Nebraska!
If you're doing business in Nebraska, the best way to connect your organization with the excitement surrounding the Huskers is through a partnership with Nebraska Athletics. You can take your business to the next level by reaching loyal Husker fans through in-venue signage, digital and social media, radio advertising, and more.
Got it!
Join the Husker team today and email partners@huskers.com to learn more about opportunities to connect with Husker Nation. That's partners@huskers.com.
Come visit us at Woodhouse Hyundai during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event and shop the 2021 Hyundai Tucson. Equipped with an impressive balance of style, smarts, and award-winning safety. Plus, benefit from Hyundai Owner Assurance with America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, making your choice easy. Shop our selection in person or online at woodhousehyundai.com.
Walk these fields for 85 years. Grow deeper roots here. Know what thrives here. Bring in world-class genetics and innovative traits like Chrome triple stack corn hybrids and Enlist E3 soybeans. Refine it through pure local know-how and expertise. Do all of that, and the only thing left is the right seed. Hogemeyer. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Here is a before-winter to-do list from J-Tech Construction. Let's start with windows. Triple-pane window technology has saved homeowners countless dollars on heating and cooling bills. Siding serves a crucially important purpose, protecting your home and insulating it from adverse weather conditions. And don't forget about your roof. Designing your roof should be simple and painless, and J-Tech offers several payment plan options. One more thing on your to-do list, called J-Tech Construction, the official exterior experts of the Huskers.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. UNL has been named one of the best schools for veterans for the 5th year in a row. The ranking on the Military Times Best for Vets survey reflects the hard work of Nebraska's Military and Veteran Success Center, serving military dependents, veterans, National Guard members, active duty troops, and many Husker students in the reserves.
Welcome back into Sports Nightly and our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres Equipment, Nebraska's premier John Deere dealer with 27 locations across Nebraska and into Kansas. Acres, solutions for every field. Well, we welcome in Miss Triple-Double herself, Jazz Shelley, coming off a 14-point, 10-rebound, 10-assist performance in just 20 minutes, just the 4th triple-double in program history. But more than that, a huge win for this team. I mean, you guys put up 113 points. How did it feel out there on Saturday?
It was awesome. I mean, our team has so much fun playing together. It's just been a surreal season already. And my teammates, they're incredible. Coaches are incredible. So it's been great, but we still have a lot of work we got to get done.
When you're putting up those kinds of numbers, do you feel it? Do you feel like you're having that kind of night or day?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. It was funny because Sam Hyvee was out and she was on the bench just trying to keep my triple-double tracker. She was funny. So I didn't realize until about halftime, but all my teammates wanted it for me, and it was awesome to see that.
How much does it say about Sam? I mean, you're talking about the player of the, that comes off and is the best player a year ago, and how supportive she's been of you and welcoming she's been of you, and the role that you've brought to this team.
I'm really thankful for that, because that could have went either way, and we're lucky that we already had that relationship off the court, so that she just wants the best for the team. So we do really well at working well together, and we know who's on and where we need to go, and I think we have that relationship pretty down pat right now.
When's the last time you had a triple-double?
I think that was my first one.
Your first one?
Yeah.
Really? Not even in like high school or?
No, I never used to rebound. I don't really know what's happening this season. I think my career high before that was like 4 or 5 rebounds. So
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So the rebounding, and because I was going to ask you about that, you can tell, I mean, the way that you rebound, not every guards, as you just said, rebound the way that you do. Why has that become a part of your game?
I definitely have a different role here where I'm not safety back on defense straight up. I get to hang around a little bit and try and get those loose balls. So I think that's kind of cool and I have definitely more of a mindset to go and get that rebound because it's one of our team goals to be the best rebounding team. So I think having that focus is kind of like put me in the game a little bit more.
Very few people can say they have a triple-double, so how does it feel?
It's surreal. It's kind of cool. It is really cool. I mean, I always wanted one, so to have one now is awesome. My teammates, they were sorry for it. Like, they wanted to knock down shots just so that I could get those assists, and it was awesome.
And then you were also feeling it, though, 4 or 5 from 3, 5 or 6 from field goal. I mean, that's how good is that feeling when you just can't miss?
Yeah, it was nice because my shots have been a little off the last 2 games, so to go 4 or 5, it kind of gets that confidence back before we go into San Diego.
You mentioned your teammates wanting to knock down shots. I mean, you got a lot of players on the court that can knock down shots. I mean, how fun is that to distribute the basketball to so many people that can score?
It's awesome. I mean, we get so hyped for each other. Like, having people make those shots to give me that assist, it's incredible. Everyone goes crazy. It's a really good environment to be a part of.
Would you rather pass than score?
I am normally, pass first, point guard.
Yeah. I mean, when you deliver a big assist and then your teammates are knocking down shots, I mean, how does that feel when everybody's clicking on all cylinders? You don't put up 113 points by accident.
Yeah, we have so much depth on that team. Everyone brings something different, and everyone's been shooting the ball well, doing their thing well, so hopefully we can keep that up.
You guys are second in the country through 5 games in scoring offense, just under 96 points per game. You know, with so many people that can score so many points, you mentioned it. I mean, it could be a problem to kind of have everybody mesh. Why is this team meshing so well where it is clicking, where you are putting up those numbers?
It's 1,000% the team culture off the court. I think that's a huge part of the game, and our team, I've never been on a team that has that much chemistry on and off the floor. And we also do a really good job of, if we know who's hot, like, we're going to find that person. If Ashley's knocked down 4 3-pointers, she's going to get the next one. If Sam's come down and taken someone one-on-one a few times in a row, we're going to keep giving her the ball. So I think we have that dynamic where we can involve everyone in the game, but also understand, like, who's got the hot hand.
Do you guys have a goal? Let's get to 100? Because, I mean, again, it's the only team in program history that have gotten 3 100-point performances, and it's in 5 games. 3 and 5, you guys have hit the 100 mark.
It never was. It kind of just happened naturally, and now we get a little closer. Oh, we might have another 100. So, I mean, it is a goal now, I guess, but it's just so many weapons on our team that it's just bound to happen.
So it's easy to talk about the scoring, but if you also look at the stats in the country, you guys are number 1 in the country in team assists, in total assists. How critical is that to that sharing the basketball and that's not just you, that's an entire team that puts up those numbers, over 22 assists a game.
Yeah. We're doing such a good job of running our stats perfectly to the point where we know where everyone's going to be. We have the shooters in the right spots. We have our bigs who we need to roll. We know, and we're doing a really good job at practice of reading the defense and knowing where the defense helps for the shooter to get the shot or the roll, or you have your own shot. We've been working on that a lot.
So, you know, and again, there's a lot of interest kind of garnering or building up about this team and, of course, the points. But, you know, how important is it to not get complacent on what you guys have done just 5 games in?
That's a big thing. We're only 5 games in. We have Big Ten to play. We have postseason to play, and we've got to finish out these out-of-conference games. So I think we're in a really good spot, but we're going to face adversity soon. So I think that we're ready for that. And it was nice to have that game against Creighton to know that we can go into a game, we can fight at the end of a game. So we're ready, but we're going to face adversity soon, so we just need to make sure we remain close.
What's the transition been like for you? I mean, we had you in the summer, and you obviously knew a couple of the girls on the team. You had visited here, but, you know, it's one thing to know some people, but then to get in here and to be so well accepted. I mean, what's it been like for you to kind of be implemented into this team and to be accepted the way you have been? I'm very fortunate to have the support that I have, not just from the coaches, but from the players too. They really respect my game. They trust me. They let me lead, and
it's been awesome to be accepted by everyone. And I know it's hard when you bring in someone else. It might take court time from someone else. Could get messy, but they've been nothing but supportive. And I think it's purely because our team just wants to go far. Like, they really want to go deep. And my coaches have been incredible with helping me with the plays, helping support me through on and off the court, and having those relationships prior really helped. I mean, it feels like I've been here for a lot longer than I really have.
Have you always been a point guard?
Yeah, point guard, combo guard.
Yeah, how did you kind of get into that? I mean, how did that develop, that become your position?
I think I've always had a pretty good sense for the game, so putting me in point guard, I'm able to read the floor and get those assists and create for others. So I think that I kind of like a natural, like, basketball IQ, I guess, has kind of put me in that position. But it's also been nice to be able to play with Sam, who has had crazy basketball IQ as well, to be able to stand in the corner and shoot the ball too. So it's been a nice little switch up where we can work together.
Are you from a basketball family?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So how much was that kind of just implemented in you from the start, that basketball IQ?
Yeah. I mean, my mom coached me when I was younger until I was 14, and then she kept yelling at me to use my left hand, so I said she couldn't coach me anymore. So she was a pretty good basketball player, so I learned a lot from her. And my dad's also a shooting coach, so I've learned a lot from him on working on my shot and stuff like that. My brothers have played, so I'm kind of around all of it, basketball junkies, but it's been cool. That was definitely a big aspect of why I play basketball.
Do you have a feel on the court, whatever team that you're playing with, whether it's the Australian team, Nebraska, whatever it might be, when your team needs you to do certain things, whether you need to score or you need a pass or you need to go get a big rebound, do you have a sense and a feel of what's needed from you on any given night?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think that's my favorite part of the game, is being able to either come in there and get some assists, or come in there and they need 20 from me, or they need me to facilitate, or I really like that mix-up, and it's been nice because we have so many weapons on our team that we can use anyone at any given night.
Do you feel that before the game? Do you know, like, the matchup, or do you get a feel in-game what's needed?
Probably a feel in-game. Depends how they're guarding me, how they're guarding others.
Okay, let's talk about moving forward. You guys are going on the road for the first time. I mean, how's that going to change? You've been in the friendly confines of PBA, where you've had a lot of fans there for you. What kind of needs to happen for this team to go take care of business on the road?
Yeah, it's definitely a switch up to now go and play in San Diego. I think we might be a little excited for some sunshine, which would be awesome, but we also need to stay locked in, and it's going to be a different environment, so we're going to have a lot of games on the road. So this is a perfect time to start it. We really just need to stay locked in and not get too complacent with us winning games and getting too hyped up on that. We just need to take it game by game.
You've been someone that's played in a tournament, NCAA tournament. This type of experience early, where you kind of go in, you got a quick turnaround, you're on the road, you don't know who you're going to play, you know, on Saturday, you know who you're going to play Thursday. How important is that kind of experience when you start talking about this team? I know has big goals for the postseason later on down the road.
Yeah, we definitely, like I said, take it game by game, but also we need to know our matchup. We just need to work on it, but we also need to work on ourselves as well. I mean, a lot of it is just making the right read every time, defending how we normally defend. Don't change our game too much, but focus on ourselves still.
You mentioned defending, and everybody wants to talk about the scoring, but I feel like you guys locked down pretty well on the defensive end too. How much are you guys taking pride on the defensive end too?
It's a big part of our game plan. Our defense definitely stimulates our offense, and we definitely have goals to be the best rebounding team, but we also have goals to have teams have 0 points in transition. We're working on our trans D, working on our on-ball screening defense. So there's a lot of stuff we're working on, and we have goals before each game, depending on the team, and we really focus on getting those done.
I know people are going to keep continuing to show up for you guys, but you've talked about it, the support, getting the people that have showed up inside Pinnacle Bank Arena for you guys. How much has that meant to you? Because it's not the kind of support that not every women's basketball program gets across the country.
We're very, very lucky. And, I mean, we get more fans, we'll keep putting on a show, you know. Like, we're super excited that we have these people that are so passionate about our team, and it's incredible because we're so passionate about it, and it's nice to see from the outside that people see it too.
Well, Jazz, thanks so much for spending some time with us, and best of luck this weekend. Buckle up and put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. We got to step aside for a quick break, but more Sports Nightly coming up right after this.
Isn't it about time to add a new piece of Husker gear to your closet? Check out the new 255 collection, inspired by the legendary coach Tom Osborne. With the mission to connect style with Nebraska pride, 255 was designed with the fan in mind. From Hastings to Lincoln, coach to statesman, leader to legend. Thomas William Osborne, it's all in the name. It's all in the numbers, 255 wins. This is TWO 55. Get yours today at shop.huskers.com or other participating retailers. For more information, visit huskers.com/255.
Walk these fields for 85 years. Grow deeper roots here. Know what thrives here. Bring in world-class genetics and innovative traits like Chrome triple stack corn hybrids and Enlist E3 soybeans. Refine it through pure local know-how and expertise. Do all of that, and the only thing left is the right seed. Hogemeyer. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid minerals with protein or Redmond natural mineral salt for livestock or humans, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blahorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
Valley 365 is here, and the time is now to take your farming technology full circle. Valley 365 is the ultimate command center, the new single sign-on platform that brings together our tried and true technology and streamlines your entire operation. Combining the best features of AgSense, Valley Scheduling, Valley VRI, and Valley Insights, Valley 365 is the next-level solution for connected crop management. Leverage your data, make the most of your time, and own your tomorrow. Contact your Valley dealer today.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Hey, Nebraska fans, Jimmy John's in Omaha is currently looking for people to join their team with sandwich maker positions starting at $12 to $15 an hour, management positions with competitive pay and benefits, and delivery drivers earning up to $30 an hour with mileage and tips. Visit dkpmcorp.com and apply now. That's dkpmcorp.com. Come join the Jimmy John's team today. You can also visit any of the local independently owned and operated Jimmy John's franchises to learn more.
It's Game On at Sid Dillon Buick GMC Cadillac in Fremont, featuring our winning combination of Buick SUVs and GMC trucks and SUVs. And as a GMC Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles for your business needs. For the convenient and easy way to shop for your next vehicle, just visit our Fremont location or check out our full inventory at SidDillonBuickGMC.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
We are professional grade.
This season, share Valentino's tailgater tradition with our big red double jumbo deal and get 2 one-topping jumbo pizzas for only $17.79 each. Order yours online at valentinos.com. Valentino's, the official pizza of the Huskers. Go Big Red. Bob and Lincoln on our text line. When Jazz decided to transfer to Nebraska, why did she pick Nebraska?
So she had relationships that with Izzy Bourne. She had actually played on the national team with her and had come to visit Izzy while she's at Oregon and just fell in love, felt it was at home, and got to know the coaching staff and loved the culture. And so, yeah, she just felt like it was the right fit.
Very good. Huskers in action again Friday. They'll play at 6 o'clock Friday night out in San Diego against Drexel. Part of a little classic out there this weekend. All right, coming up next hour, Matt Davison will stop by. We'll get his take on the Huskers matchup against the Badgers and about Adrian Martinez's news. We'll hear from Bryce McGowan's. Also try to slip in some cuts from the head coach who met with the media earlier today. All that coming up in hour number 2 of Sports Only. James, hang on. We'll get to you on the other side.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Experience the difference and shop Woodhouse Nissan first. We have the car, truck, or SUV that meets all of your needs. Shop the all-new 2022 Nissan Frontier. This midsize pickup has the tech and the rugged durability to take your adventures to new heights. Or discover the 2022 Nissan Armada. Whether it's a family day out or moving large items, the Armada has space to bring what you need. Call or visit us online today to schedule a test drive with Woodhouse Nissan.
Well, it's halftime. How do we kill 15 minutes?
I think I have some really old hard candies in my purse.
Ick.
Well, we could play rock, paper, scissors.
I'd rather eat the hard candy.
Oh, I forgot. I bought a bunch of Nebraska lottery scratch tickets before we came.
Excellent. Hand them down.
What a great selection. The Nebraska Lottery launches new scratch games every month.
Anybody got a quarter to scratch them with? Anybody?
Hey, hand me one of those old hard candies.
Play is good. Go play. Odds vary by game.
Hey, Husker fans, if you're looking for an exciting new career as part of your pandemic recovery, Iowa has over 75,000 job openings in industries such as healthcare, advanced manufacturing, construction, IT, and ag. IowaWorks.gov has more information about job openings, earn while you learn apprenticeships, and exciting training and scholarship opportunities. Find your next great job in Iowa. They've got a solid game plan, a bright future, and want you on their team. www.iowaworks.gov.
Great job, everyone. Printers, great coverage. Phones, quick pickups. Firewall, tough defense. And network, way to carry the whole team. Ever since Marco started calling our technology plays, we work smarter and our whole game is more streamlined. Marco's all-star services and support give us the winning edge. Find out what your technology could be saying at marconet.com.
Welcome inside the Acres Broadcast Center. I'm Tim Mulhaupt, and this is your Sports Nightly Ticker. Scott Frost met with the media today where he announced quarterback Adrian Martinez will miss the final game of the season against Iowa with a shoulder injury.
Yeah, you guys know I don't really talk about injuries unless it's season ending. We have one game left. Adrian won't be available. He has a shoulder injury that he's going to have to get addressed after the season. Happened in the first half, Saturday. He's such a tough kid. I didn't expect him to play in the second half, and he came up to me right before the second half kickoff and said he wanted to go. Played well, played tough. Feel terrible for him, but appreciate him, and we're going to have to be without him Friday.
Volleyball head coach John Cook also met with the media today discussing what needs to change when his team meets Wisconsin Friday with first place in the Big Ten at stake.
You got to win close games, and we were right there. And you watched yesterday Minnesota, Wisconsin. I mean, it came 3 deuce games, and that's what it is. That's what it comes down to. You got to win 3 games by 2 points. So that's what we're going to have to do better. We're going to have to make plays when it matters.
Both volleyball and women's basketball are celebrating this evening as both teams announced the shared signing of top dual sport recruit Maggie Mendelson. Mendelson will play for both basketball and volleyball when she enrolls in Nebraska in 2022. The Ogden, Utah native will graduate a year early from high school to attend Nebraska and is the only recruit in the country who is a member of both the U.S. Youth National volleyball and basketball programs. In Big Ten's men's basketball tonight, Wisconsin beat Texas A&M 69-58 earlier today. Ohio State is taking on 21st ranked Seton Hall. That one's in the final 2 minutes, neck and neck. Last look, it was 73-71 with the Buckeyes ahead. Number 14 Illinois is battling Cincinnati. The Bearcats are up 49-35 midway through the second half. Penn State and Cornell are midway through the second. We're at 65-61. It's 29-28 Rutgers leading Lafayette at half. Undefeated Iowa hosts Western Michigan later tonight at 7:30. And at 8:30, 4-0 Northwestern hosts 4-0 Providence. On the Big Ten women's slate for basketball, Minnesota fell to Oklahoma 88-69 at the Bad Boy Mowers women's battle for Atlantis earlier today. Number 13 Michigan leads Oakland 33-25 early in the third quarter. Purdue and undefeated Marshall are midway through the third. It's 38-28 Purdue. Chicago State leads Wisconsin 31-15 with 4 minutes left in the half. And in pro sports tonight, the NFL wraps up Week 11 with a Monday Night Football showdown between the Giants and the Buccaneers. That one's coming up in about 10 minutes' time. That's the ticker. I'm Tim Mulhaupt, and this is Sports Nightly on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Vermeer in the backfield on second short. Fake the handoff, rolling the pocket, back to throw. Adrian takes a shot downfield, has a man open. It's Vermeer, makes a catch. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Nebraska! Huskers burn that Wolverine defense for a second time in the third quarter.
Now Penn State back right. Johnny Parker stuffed. A huge block. Nebraska, big block. Couldn't have been better time. Huskers lead. It's 2019 Sep2.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
Back for hour 2, Sports On here on a Monday night. You want to be a part of this show? 402-413-2400. The number to dial us up with a comment or question or fire off a text. On our text line, Larry and Donovan, how about going all the way back to the Michigan State game where Adrian's jaw was broken and they did not call targeting? Thought that was a point of emphasis across football in the Big Ten. Doesn't smell good. Not a good look. And Stephen Bellevue said 3 reasons we lost. Blatant PI not included. Gave up the kickoff return to start the game and the 2 long runs by Allen. That kid's a stud. Right on all accounts. Steve, good stuff there. All right, let's hit to the phones. Let's go to Litchfield and James. Good evening, James. Welcome to the program.
Hey, thank you, Greg. I got a couple comments, and it does apply to the players. But I think the biggest kicker, if you look at our year this year, our statistics shows that we've got the best team out there, really. And yes, we've had some rough quarters and some rough games at the end, but realistically, we've had all these games beat. I feel like that it isn't the players, it isn't the coaching. There's nothing we can really change, because if you look at the last 4 coaches we've had, we've always had an excuse why we couldn't get it done. I believe a lot of these players are on the social media, and whether it's their parents or them, I believe that our own fan base is killing our momentum into each game. I mean, you go out and you talk about a person that's working so hard. He's a hard worker, and he hears this. And why give all the apples and the fruits to the labor when he's not getting appreciated? And I know that there's tons of us diehard fans that stand behind him, but I think that's where our failure is. I mean, I feel bad because I really like Scott Frost. I like Bo, Frank, but on the other hand, we've always had an excuse as fans why we don't see it getting done. I think that our biggest killer is our fans that are killing the momentum of these players, where we're not getting the recruits that we're looking for because the recruits are already looking at our web pages and seeing these negative comments. I don't know why anybody would want to come here and play. That's one of our biggest problems being. And the other part is when you used to listen to the radio or you're a part of the stadium, when we were on defense, our stadium was so loud 90% of the time you couldn't hear down there on those fields. And that was our biggest defense there, was helping our defense out. You don't hear it the same. Maybe the sound's gotten better in the stadium. I'm not sure. But I'd like you to comment on that and see what you think.
Hi, James. Appreciate it. What do you think?
Just the fans and then getting after the team a little bit. I mean, yeah, social media is tough. And, those recruits pay attention to all of that. And, I will say I do see a lot of positive and a lot of, just kind of a little bit like this show where we do have a lot of people that call in that are going to stay behind the team and appreciate their efforts and their fight and the improvement. And, so, it is what it is. I feel like with social media, it kind of is positive and negative, and you got to take the good with the bad. And there's some really awful things on social media, but that's not just towards the Nebraska football team. I mean, that's across everything, everybody, everywhere, has kind of battles that a little bit. But those recruits absolutely do pay attention to all of that. And so you do have to be aware of, kind of what you're saying and who might see that, because some young player might be watching that.
James, I don't know that fully gets it, but I think there might be a little bit to that. Because there is no Nebraska state, that this is, the lifeblood of this state. The state identifies itself worldwide with Husker football, and that's a lot of pressure. And I do think, Bo Pelini told me time and time again, he goes, this place is different than a lot of places he'd been. He'd been at LSU, and a lot of Ohio State, and there is so much attention on Husker football in this state. Some of that's really good. Some of that can really add on the backs of coaches and players. You've commented multiple times about how many media people show up for everything that Scott does or any of the players do. That is a little bit more unique to Nebraska. I don't think we can use that as a total crutch and excuse, but I think there's a little bit of something to that.
Yeah, and it is. It's kind of a twofold type. It goes both ways because, again, just talked to Ben Stilley today, and he talked about how appreciative he was of the fans and how special it was for him to play in front of these fans week in and week out. And so, there are absolutely, and I think that's with every fan base, but it is. The Husker fans are so passionate, and they want to see this team win. And, we kind of heard Matt Abdelmassi say it the other day about the basketball team, just be a little bit patient with this basketball team. But, yeah, they want to win, and, they're passionate about it, and it is. It's all in on this. But, while absolutely there are probably people that cross the line and go overboard on social media or yelling at the kids or the players, which I do not believe in at all. I don't agree with that at all. But there might be some of that. There is so much positive, and that is a big reason why these kids, these players, these young men and women, a lot of them sign up to come here because of the passionate fan base, because they know there's no doubt that they're going to play in front of a sold-out stadium, that they're going to play in front of a packed arena. And Jazz Shelley said it earlier about how there's a lot of women's programs that don't get the crowds that they get. So it goes all the way around, and they do show up, and they care, and that does mean a lot to these student-athletes.
James, I don't think the fans are the problem at the games. I think that does get really loud. I think they do support the defense when they're out there for a big stop. I think I wouldn't go with you on that. I think the fans in the stands are great on game days here. Ken in our text line said Frost needs to fix special teams. We would have had at least a winning record. Hope he got rid of the person in charge of special teams, or next year it'll be the same. I think it's been better in some areas. The kickers have not been good. That's really what's gotten us, has missing a lot of kicks. Brandon from Kearney also said the fans aren't the issue. They've been supporting and selling out the stadium for 5 straight losing seasons. The fans are not why we're struggling. That's kind of what I was saying, Brandon. The fans that come to the games, incredibly supportive of Husker football. They were supportive back in the 90s when our Colorado's Matt Davison played. Let's get his thoughts. Matt joined me earlier today to talk about the game on Saturday and about Adrian's news from today. Kind of the same old thing, really good effort on Saturday, just that close to another big-time win.
Yeah, I mean, I think the team felt really good going into that one. I know they were confident. The coaching staff was confident, and then you start out with a kick return touchdown. And so it couldn't start any worse than that. And yet they bounced back again and tied the game and then just could never get the lead. It was 7-0, 7-7, 14-7, 14-14, 21, and it kept going like that. A couple times had a chance to take the lead and really kind of shot ourselves in the foot with a couple of mistakes offensively. So never really got ahead in the game, but really battled well against a really good team. And, you know, Adrian got banged up a little bit, and you know, that probably contributed to at least one of the turnovers, and you know, it wasn't enough in the end. Another great effort, played a really good football team, and came up a little short on the last drive.
We'll get to Adrian here in a minute. That was the huge news of today, but that was the #1 ranked defense in the country. Nebraska puts 450 on them and 28 points. How'd we do it?
Yeah, I mean, look, Coach Frost is really good at scheming things up. I think we've seen that over the years. And, you know, we were down some players and still able to move the football. You said it. I mean, statistically, the best defense in the country. They have animals at every position pretty much, an attacking defense. But, you know, we were able to do a lot of things with protections to give Adrian some time, moving him around a little bit. Hit some deep balls on him early, kind of backed him up a little bit, and, you know, never really gashed him in the run game, but kept him honest there. Got 71 snaps in the game, which I didn't think anybody thought we'd probably get 71 plays. Held them to 49 plays offensively, I think, something like that. So, you know, really the game played out much the way we needed it to for us to win the game. We won the time of possession, had many more snaps on offense. You know, but you're -2 in turnovers, and you give up a kick return touchdown, and both of those things make it nearly impossible that you're even in the game with a chance to score and have a 2-point conversion to win. So, again, in the end, you lost the game, but did a lot of good things. I think this team has shown their character with all the fight they've shown this year, despite the record, showing up every Saturday and gutting it out. It's hard, and yet they've done it. And so one more game Friday, and it's going to be another really physical game, and so they're going to be tested again. Every team is beat up by this point in the season. We have our fair share of guys that are not going to be available on Friday, and so it's going to be another gut check for this team. But in front of our home fans here against Iowa, I think you'll see great effort again.
You used the word character. Let's talk about that a little bit, because that just can't be a couple of guys. When you have an entire football team, that has to permeate throughout the program, doesn't it? I mean, that's just not 1 or 2 people pulling everybody along.
No, for sure. I mean, I think we have a great core of players that have become really good leaders on this football team. It's one of the things Coach Frost talked about over the last 4 years, really, is developing a team where you know, much like the teams he played on here and that I played on here, where you have leadership in the locker room that really kind of controls the attitude of the team and the approach that a team takes to preparation. And I think we have a good group of kids right now that are doing all the things the right way. Damian Daniels, Garrett Nelson, Nick Henrich, and Luke Reimer, and you know, all the guys on defense that are just tough dudes that show up every day, do the right thing, and demand everybody around them do the right thing. And we have that on offense too. I think it hit quicker on defense, and it's coming along on offense. I think the youth on offense has made it a little bit slower at times. But as a football team, as a whole, this team has grown up so much over the last 18 to 24 months. And I think they've shown that this year, that, you know, they're good enough to beat just about anybody on a given Saturday. Haven't done it enough. That's the bottom line. You got to have everything click, all 3 phases. And on Saturday, the offense is pretty good. The defense didn't have their best day. And we've seen plenty of games this year where the defense is pretty good and the offense didn't have a great day, where special teams have shown up at the wrong time. So you have to get it all on the same page, and that's the only way you're going to beat top 25 teams, and haven't done it enough.
You mentioned Adrian. He's the news of the day. His year is over. A shoulder injury. We were talking at halftime with you, me, and Jeremiah down on the sidelines. We weren't sure he was going to play in the second half. He gutted his way through that, but obviously it's worse than what we maybe thought when the game was being played.
Yeah, I mean, he's been through a couple shoulder injuries before, and so he knows what it feels like. He knows what he's dealing with. And I think he was nervous it might not work when he came out in the second half and warmed up. We saw him sail a few as he was warming up, and I think it started to feel better. Even the first drive of the second half, that play, the first interception was just bad execution on the play, and we need a better route. We need some different things to happen on that play. But I think it started to feel even better the more he played, and he threw some great passes in the second half, and we've seen that throughout his career. He's tough. And when you have a tough quarterback, it makes everybody around you play really hard. And so, the guys gave great effort again, and it all starts with Adrian. He's played through a lot of things this season. He's played through injury in other seasons. And unfortunately, this one, Coach Frost kind of said it today, but he probably got hit less in this game than he has most games this year. And we did some things with protection to try to help the offensive line, help on the edges against really good players from Wisconsin. So the play he got injured on wasn't even a crazy play. He got pushed to the ground, and you go to kind of break your fall and got injured. Those things happen. Unfortunately, he's not going to be available this week, but he's been a huge part of this program. Everybody that has watched any interview with him over his time here knows what kind of a young man he is. And, it's too bad that he won't be able to play here against Iowa on Friday, and we'll see what the future holds for him. He's a great player, and great to have him as a part of the program and hopefully into the future as well.
So he's out. Logan's the guy, right? Tell us more about him.
Well, he's a bright young guy, and he's been in the program a while, so he understands the offense really well. I mean, the bottom line is he's played behind a really productive, good player, right? And so Logan would be a starter at a lot of places. And so he's waited, and now he's going to get his turn. He's had some spot plays here and there where Adrian's been down for a little bit, or a chin strap, or something's happened. But he's going to have his time on Friday, and he's prepared well for this. He as Scott said today, he's had a million reps in practice. He lives in the playbook. He loves football, and he's a great athlete. So all of those things give you a chance. He's not played in a big game like this and been the starter. And so it's going to test him for sure. He's playing against a really good football team. But we're at home. I know he's going to do everything he can to prepare himself for this Friday. And I have all the confidence that he's going to go out and make good decisions and give us a great chance to win.
Typical Iowa, or it's really not different, is it? Is this what we come to expect?
Yeah, I mean, they find a way to win. I give them a lot of credit. There's been a lot of games this year where they find a way. They get a lot of turnovers. They get a special teams play. They've found a way to win 9 football games, and you give them a lot of credit for that. They've been outgained in games. They've had by substantial yardage, and they find a way. They know who they are. They're a tough football team. They're well coached. They don't beat themselves, and so you have to go take it from them. You have to earn it when you play Iowa. And so, a lot of respect for them, but it's also, a game that they want to win really bad, and it's a game Nebraska wants to win really bad every time we play each other. So you're going to see another physical battle on Friday, and it'd be a great home crowd for us, and would be a really great way to end the season of, some frustrating games. If we could win on Friday, it would be a great way to end the season and kind of end on a positive note and kind of springboard into the offseason.
Senior days are a little odd right now because we're in the year of COVID, so you're not sure whether guys are going to come back or not. I mean, that could fluctuate, I guess, between now and game time.
Right. You have maybe a couple guys every year that are, fourth-year redshirt guys that maybe want to come back. Maybe they're going to test the draft. There's a lot more this season because of the COVID stuff. So Coach Frost addressed it, but, there are a few guys that still have a decision to make, and we want to honor them through senior day. So, if they want to walk, they can, and, be with their family and walk out on Memorial Stadium turf. Not easy decisions for some of these guys. I understand, you've been in college a long time, some of them, and maybe you want to move on and give your shot at the NFL. Maybe you want to come back. Maybe you want to move on with your life in some cases. And everybody's situation is different. Walk-on, scholarship, pro potential, whatever it might be. So, but it's always a fun day, and at the same time it's a sad day to see some of these guys leave the program, because we get to see them grow up and turn, from 17-year-old high school players to grown men by the time they leave, and we have a bunch of really good young men in this program right now, and so we're going to honor them on Friday and hopefully send them out with a win.
Very good. All right. Well, Dan and Lorna save you a plate of turkey or something.
Yeah, I think we might do Thanksgiving Saturday or something. I think.
Post-game.
Yeah, we'll do a little football family Thanksgiving on Wednesday, and then normal pregame on Thursday, and then game day Friday, and then probably do a little family time on Saturday, along with being in the office all weekend, I'm sure. So
there's some things to do.
There's a few things. Even though it's the last game, it doesn't end. So.
All right, short week. Have a good week. We'll see you in the booth.
All right, thanks, Greg.
Nebraska 811 says, go dig red. Before you dig, always call or click 811 to have your utility lines marked. It's free. It's easy. It's the law. Phone line's open for you, 402-413-2400. Text line as well. Got some texts coming in. We'll cover that coming up next.
When you choose Woodman Life, you choose a better life insurance company. Yes, Woodman Life is life insurance, but so much more. Woodman Life is here to protect your family's financial future and offer help when the going gets tough. And Woodman Life is honored to join you in the celebration of family, community, and country. Get to know Woodman Life at woodmanlife.org. Woodman of the World Life Insurance Society, Omaha, Nebraska. You always dreamed of owning your own farm. Now you're living your dream, and it's time to pick the tractor that makes it all come together. Massey Ferguson has reinvented what compact and utility tractors can be and redefined what they do, making them easier to operate, more comfortable to drive, more versatile than ever. Massey Ferguson gives Nebraska farmers the power and performance to win in the field. Osceola Implement in Osceola, Nebraska, your locally owned Massey Ferguson dealer, proud supporters of the Huskers and Nebraska farmers. Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red. What is highbid.com? It's the online auction site for just about everything under the sun. Art and antiques, cars and coins, office equipment and furniture, toys and tools. You can find it all at highbid.com. Highbid.com gives you access to thousands of auctions across the USA and around the world. Browse the most popular auctions, search for the exact item you want, or just explore the site. Go to highbid.com. That's HIBID.com and find what you're looking for today.
This year, don't just get ready. Get holiday ready with Ford. And the best place to start is at your local Ford dealer. Whether you're getting out to the mall or getting off the grid, we've got a Ford SUV that's perfect for you. Or check out America's best-selling trucks, Ford F-Series. Inventory is arriving daily, so get the season started off right and get our best offers during the Get Holiday Ready sales event at your local Ford dealer. Best-selling claim based on 1977 to 2020 calendar year total sales.
You trained for this all year. Endless hours of cardio, conditioning, and weights. And now you are ready. Ready to trek back to your seat from the concession stand. Through the lines, lost fans, and that mascot who wants you to do a little dancey dance. All without spilling a drop of your ice-cold Bud Light. Welcome back to football, sports fans.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Lutz is an integrated business solutions firm born and raised in Nebraska with offices in Omaha, Lincoln, Hastings, and Grand Island. Lutz provides expert accounting, consulting, financial, technology, M&A, and talent solutions tailored to you. Lutz embraces your business as their own to discover the right solutions to help you thrive. They mind what matters for businesses or individuals seeking a partner to help energize and heighten financial and organizational success. Visit lutz.us/GBR.
Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is the place to watch Nebraska games this season. Locally owned and operated, Addie's is Omaha's premier sports bar with 4 locations in Elkhorn, Maple Street, Millard, and the new flagship Capitol location in downtown Omaha. If it's Husker game day, it's on at Addie's. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is Omaha's official watch party spot with game day giveaways, prizes, fun, and more surprises later in the season. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill. See you there for the game.
This year, don't just get ready, get holiday ready with Ford. And the best place to start is at your local Ford dealer. Whether you're getting out to the mall or getting off the grid, we've got a Ford SUV that's perfect for you. Or check out America's best-selling trucks, Ford F-Series. Inventory is arriving daily, so get the season started off right and get our best offers during the Get Holiday Ready sales event at your local Ford dealer. Best-selling claim based on 1977 to 2020 calendar year total sales.
Hey Husker fans, if you're looking for an exciting new career as part of your pandemic recovery, Iowa has over 75,000 job openings in industries such as healthcare, advanced manufacturing, construction, IT, and ag. IowaWorks.gov has more information about job openings, earn while you learn apprenticeships, and exciting training and scholarship opportunities. Find your next great job in Iowa. They've got a solid game plan, a bright future, and want you on their team. www.iowaworks.gov. Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
It's football season. Husker Nation and Famous Dave's is here to make your tailgate, house party, or get-together famous. Award-winning house-smoked St. Louis-style ribs, Texas beef brisket, Georgia chopped pork, and house-made sides like our Wilbur beans, creamy coleslaw, and Dave's cheesy mac and cheese will surely tackle any barbecue craving. Visit famousdaves.com for all your catering and online ordering needs, or come visit us at our locations in Lincoln and Bellevue.
Back here in our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres Equipment, Nebraska's premier John Deere dealer with 27 locations across Nebraska and into Kansas. Acres Solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you here on a Monday night. 402-413-2400, the number to dot us up with a comment or question. Art in Los Angeles on our text line. If the Huskers win on Friday, this would make Smothers our starting quarterback for next season, and will give Adrian a great reason to not return. Buy that?
No, I don't. I don't think anybody has a job locked up, especially with all the changes at the offense and the new offensive coordinator. I'm assuming that he'll probably come in, and whoever is the starting guy will earn it in the spring and fall camp. I bet we don't. I mean, unless it's Adrian, and I don't know. I mean, again, we'll see when we hear the guy's name and how it all unfolds. But I would guess that we're probably going to be in a situation where we might not know the starter until fall camp.
I agree. Dennis, on our text line, season's over on the running backs. How many do you think will be back next year? I'd like to see Adrian play one more year. Well, Gabe Irvin's coming back, right? I think we know that. Ramir's not going anywhere yet. I don't know. There's probably a reason why he has not played, even though he was on the trip. I like Brody Belt. I thought Brody Belt played pretty well
he was great with you in the postgame, too. Seemed awesome to talk to. But yeah, and then Ramir is back, right?
Ramir's back.
So, and Marquis Stepp still has some eligibility left, but is there? And then I don't know. We can't really talk recruiting, but we'll see in the transfer portal and the recruiting class how that kind of shakes out. But yeah, I mean, you got Gabe Irvin, who was the #1 guy, and he'll be back, and they love the way he handled his business, and I've heard he's attacking rehab like a champ, so he'll be back and he'll be good to go.
Ramir. Brody would be back. if Marquise comes back, I'm comfortable with that group.
Maybe Marquise, maybe Yant, maybe one of those two.
One of those two. Let's go to Maxwell and Randy. Good evening, Randy. Welcome to the program.
Good evening, Jessica and Greg.
Good evening.
Hey, Jessica, great interview there with Jazz.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I enjoyed it. You nailed it. Fun following our Lady Huskers. You know what I wonder? Oh, by the way, I sure hope Adrian comes back, because I just have this gut feeling next year would be a storybook ending. I've been wrong before, but I really feel that. What I really wanted to ask was, if you guys think, had the Huskers scored a touchdown on that last drive, they're not at home. They're not playing for a bowl game or anything like that. Do you think they would have went for two? And I'll hang up and listen.
I think so. Didn't Scott say that he would have in his press conference? I believe he said that they were going for the win. I'm not so sure. Honestly, I was kind of thinking this. If Nebraska wins this game and then they beat Iowa, I'm not so sure they're out of bowl talks if they won those last two games.
There's talk that 5 and 7 teams may get bowl bids because there may not be enough teams that are eligible. So.
And especially the way that Nebraska fans travel. And absolutely, I think people have seen how good Nebraska has played, some of the top competition. I think if I was thinking, oh my gosh, they're going to win this game and then they're going to beat Iowa and they're going to a bowl game. That's kind of what I was thinking. But dang, just so close again.
Well, the coach today was asked about Adrian's decision, what he wants to do. They have talked about it as the season's moved on. Here's the head coach earlier today saying Adrian needs some time and some space to make this decision. All right, we'll see if we can get that fixed and come back. We got a couple clips I want you all to hear from the head coach from earlier today as they get ready for Iowa Senior Day. A lot of decisions to be made. We'll get to that. We still have some time to slip that in before the end of the hour. Buckle up, put that phone down. It's a reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Phone line's still open for you as well, 402-413-2400. More of the show coming up next.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2021 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. It'll get you off the beaten path with 8.7 inches of ground clearance, more than Toyota RAV4 or Honda Passport. It's the best Outback ever. The 2021 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Comparison based on competitor information from manufacturer websites as of July 2020. Visit Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue or at beardmoresubaru.com.
Welcome to Ag Answers, where we answer common questions related to farming and ranching. Today we're tackling the issue of GMOs, or genetically modified organisms. GMOs may sound scary, but they're actually benefiting our environment and consumers. That's because GMO crops help solve specific problems like insects, food waste, and droughts. By selecting good traits from one plant or organism and adding them to another, farmers are safely using science to produce high-quality foods better than ever before. This message is brought to you by Nebraska's corn and soybean farmers.
Momentum. It's building at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. With game-changing work in precision agriculture, nanoscience, and digital humanities. We're unlocking mysteries in brain research, solving the impossible with remote surgery using robots. And we're creating bold futures with world-leading research in early childhood education. We don't slow down, and we're not letting up. We are Nebraska.
When you choose Woodman Life, you choose a better life insurance company. Yes, Woodman Life is life insurance, but so much more. Woodman Life is here to protect your family's financial future and offer help when the going gets tough. And Woodman Life is honored to join you in the celebration of family, community, and country. Get to know Woodman Life at woodmanlife.org. Woodman of the World Life Insurance Society, Omaha, Nebraska.
There's a call on the field for a quality seed specific to where you farm. Make the right call with Prairie Valley. With local research in 8 regions throughout Nebraska, Prairie Valley performs with their locally specific hybrids and varieties while achieving the highest quality and yield. No matter where you farm in Nebraska, Prairie Valley has the seed for where you are. Find a local dealer and learn more about the seed for where you are at prairievalleyseeds.com.
Preparation. It's the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pregame routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Score a game-winning drive when you buy your next vehicle at Sid Dillon Chevrolet. As a Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles, including medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Whatever vehicle fits your needs, we're here to make the purchase process easy. Visit our Chevy locations in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo. Plus, shop our full inventory at SidDillonChevy.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Chevy, find new roads.
Much like the values of the people of Nebraska, Nebraska Realty was built on the principles of hard work, dedication, and doing things the right way. They believe strongly in the power of creating lasting relationships and the value those relationships hold. Their success is based on trust and the relationships created with the people and communities they serve across the state of Nebraska. There really is no place like Nebraska Realty.
Well, it's halftime. How do we kill 15 minutes?
I think I have some really old hard candies in my purse.
Ick.
Well, we could play rock, paper, scissors.
I'd rather eat the hard candy.
Oh, I forgot. I bought a bunch of Nebraska Lottery scratch tickets before we came.
Excellent. Hand them down.
What a great selection. The Nebraska Lottery launches new scratch games every month.
Anybody got a quarter to scratch them with? Anybody?
Hey, hand me one of those old hard candies.
Play is good. Go play. Odds vary by game.
At Nebraska, our people will always be our greatest asset. Day by day, donors give our teams the best opportunity to compete and win through their generous donations. Our vision for the future is ambitious and requires help from those who want to see Husker athletics excel at the highest level. Go big and join thousands of other Huskers Athletic Fund members with your gift today at huskers.com/donate.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2021 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. It'll get you off the beaten path with 8.7 inches of ground clearance, more than Toyota RAV4 or Honda Passport. It's the best Outback ever. The 2021 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Comparison based on competitor information from manufacturer websites as of July 2020. Visit Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue or at beardmoresubaru.com.
Hello, I'm Tom Osborne.
And I'm Coach Frost.
Statistics prove that youth who are mentored and receive support and guidance from a caring adult show measurable improvement in academic achievement, motivation to succeed, and hope.
Over the past 30 years, Teammates has served more than 43,000 youth, and right now there are more than 1,000 waiting for a Teammates mentor to visit with them once a week in school.
For more information on how you can help the Teammates Mentoring Program, please go to teammates.org, and thank you for supporting our youth.
Sponsored by Nebraska Crossing Fast Cash app.
Our Sports Only Hotline brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto Family. Shop Woodhouse first. 18 brands, 16 convenient locations. Simplified car buying to save you time. Shop finance. Buy online at woodhouse.com. 402-413-2400. The number to dot us up with a comment or question. To West Point we go. Husker Dan, you're up next. Good evening.
Hi, Greg and Jessica. How's things going tonight?
Good.
Good. Hey, Jessica. I loved your interview, too, and I just love those girls' accent. I don't know what it is, but, oh, my goodness.
I know. I could listen to them all day.
I could, too. Anyway, okay, now my point is it's easy to judge quarterbacks, college and pro. These guys sit on bar stools, on couches and recliners, and they can nitpick and coach and do everything they want from their comfort of their house. And it's like, you know what? I'm a Viking fan, and Kirk Cousins, I'm in the same boat, listening to the Viking fans wanting to get rid of him, and he's no good, and this and that. And that's, you know what? Adrian Martinez, he's a warrior. This kid, and I know Scott Frost he's not really supposed to say anything about injuries and stuff like that, but this kid's been playing, oh my goodness, with a broken jaw and high ankle sprain, and now his shoulder, and he still went in and played. The kid's a warrior, and I don't care, all these Husker fans out there that's listening to me, you know what? Give this kid a break. Look at his numbers. Look at it. He just broke a record, for Christ's sakes. Come on, man. Go Big Red, and I tell you what, I hope he comes back next year, and I'll listen to you too and dissect what I just said. Thank you.
All right, Dan, appreciate the phone call. Let's go back and hear what the coach had to say about giving Adrian just some time and space to make the decision on whether to come back.
I talked to him after this, and I think he needs a little time and space from, this has been a challenging year. We made a lot of progress. He's played really well most of the entire year. Teams played well most of the entire year. We haven't got the results we wanted. I think we can talk about all those things after Iowa. We need to be focused on Iowa right now.
Got a gut feeling on this?
I don't know. I don't know well enough. I mean, maybe he could change his mind if he's leaning one way or another. Maybe he's waiting to see who the offensive coordinator is. I don't know. I do know that I just sat down with Travis Vokalek, and I know Austin Allen. There's a lot of these guys that are trying to, weigh their decisions and, the pros and cons, but they have a big game ahead right now that they're thinking about. And so that's kind of where what Coach Frost is saying, let's get through this week. Let's try to win this big game, and then let these guys kind of go through their processes of figuring out what's best for them. Because, some of it might depend on how these moves shake out and when and how they fit into an offense. But, if going back to the caller that called in about, Adrian being a warrior, absolutely. And his teammates have said that every single week and get really defensive and really upset if anybody says otherwise about him because, again, there's a lot of things that we didn't even know about that he was battling until recently. And so, the way that he just continued to fight and claw and wanted to be out there with his team each and every week, absolutely a warrior. And I agree with what the caller said about Adrian for sure.
So now it's Logan Smothers for Friday's game against Iowa. The head coach was asked about expectations for Logan and what he can be able to do against the Hawkeyes.
Had a great day of practice today. Both of them did. So I think he's been looking forward to this moment. Like you guys have seen it, he's done really well when he's gone into games and operated well. This is a good defense we're playing, obviously, so it's going to be a big challenge. He's really sharp. He's not the fresh-faced kid that's going to get surprised by a bunch of things or pressures or different looks. He's really smart and knows our offense and can operate it. So we're gonna give him the ball and let him try to do it.
Harburg, who he's mentioned, Heinrich Harburg, the true freshman from Kearney, who would be the backup going into this game on a Saturday or Friday, and he might find the field against the Hawkeyes in this game. All right, we'll play one more from the coach. He was asked to describe his thoughts about this senior class that will be honored before the game this weekend.
I suppose I'd pick the word perseverance. These guys have been through a lot, coaching changes and ups and downs and heartbreak in some of these games this year, and continue to work and fight through all of it. Some of them I hope aren't done, but the ones that are deserve to be sent off the right way by our home crowd and our fans.
I think perseverance, Jessica, is kind of a word for the team, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, and I think that's what Ben Stilley was talking about. He's used the word, adversity, just kind of how much he's grown through some of the adversity that they've kind of fought through and been through, and it's made him better. And honestly, it built up the relationships, and I think that's why you keep seeing these guys fight week in and week out, because of everything they've kind of fought through together, and they want to continue to fight together. But yeah, absolutely. Like, you heard Coach saying some of these guys deserve and massive send-off for everything that they've kind of, and again, even going back to last year, about how unfair kind of last year was, not even getting to play, and they came back and, wanted to help right the ship, and that's what Ben was saying today. Even though our the record doesn't necessarily show what we intended it to be, feel like they definitely have made massive improvements and have changed the culture and have put some positive things in place for the future moving forward.
Buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office, 402-413-2400. The number to dot us up with a comment or question. We're back to wrap up tonight's show next.
The name on the mailbox may say Smith, Myers, Baumgartner, or Johnson, but when you choose to plant with Rob Seco, it includes your name too, making you a stockholder in a company that's invested in you. With a simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, relationships that bring more to the table, the technology, traits, and genetics that take on local conditions, and people with the know-how to use it. At Rob Seco, the only stockholder we listen to is you.
Well, it's halftime. How do we kill 15 minutes?
I think I have some really old hard candies in my purse.
Ick.
Well, we could play rock, paper, scissors.
I'd rather eat the hard candy.
Oh, I forgot. I bought a bunch of Nebraska lottery scratch tickets before we came.
Excellent. Hand them down.
What a great selection. The Nebraska Lottery launches new scratch games every month.
Anybody got a quarter to scratch them with? Anybody?
Hey, hand me one of those old hard candies.
Play is good. Go play. Odds vary by game.
Much like the values of the people of Nebraska, Nebraska Realty was built on the principles of hard work, dedication, and doing things the right way. They believe strongly in the power of creating lasting relationships and the value those relationships hold. Their success is based on trust and the relationships created with the people and communities they serve across the state of Nebraska. There really is no place like Nebraska Realty.
Successful farmers must make good decisions every day. In pivot irrigation, the choice is simple. T&L exclusive hydraulically powered pivot irrigation systems are like no other. You get tough, reliable, and cost-effective irrigation. Let T&L's 60 years of irrigation experience work for you. Call your local T&L dealer or T&L Irrigation Company today. T&L, like no other.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
It's football season. Husker Nation and Famous Dave's is here to make your tailgate, house party, or get-together famous. Award-winning and house-smoked St. Louis-style ribs, Texas beef brisket, Georgia chopped pork, and house-made sides like our Wilbur beans, creamy coleslaw, and Dave's Cheesy Mac and Cheese will surely tackle any barbecue craving. Visit famousdaves.com for all your catering and online ordering needs, or come visit us at our locations in Lincoln and Bellevue.
Welcome to Ag Answers, where we answer common questions related to farming and ranching. Today's topic, animal agriculture. There's been a lot of talk suggesting that giving up meat is good for the environment. However, livestock emissions only account for less than 4% of greenhouse gas emissions, according to the Environmental Protection Agency. Also, by reducing meat in your diet, you're missing out on all sorts of beneficial nutrients like protein, iron, and zinc. This message is brought to you by Nebraska's corn and soybean farmers.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres Equipment, Nebraska's premier John Deere dealer with 27 locations across Nebraska and into Kansas. Acres Solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you for a couple of more minutes. We're not here tomorrow night. Amy Williams will have her radio show in hour 1 tomorrow night. Then men's basketball, they'll play Tennessee State at PBA at 8. Pregame coverage begins at 7. This is part of one of those TMEs between Southern Tennessee State and South Dakota. They're all four playing each other in a little round-robin thing. Nebraska beat Southern yesterday by 23. They'll play Tennessee State tomorrow, then South Dakota on Saturday. South Dakota has already played Tennessee State, beat them pretty good yesterday, so these teams are all rotating opponents here in one of those little regional tournament things. Men shot the ball so well yesterday from the free throw line, not from the three-point line, but from the free throw line. They were outstanding, which is why they really opened that game up yesterday.
Yeah, and found other ways to win. I mean, an ugly game and definitely didn't go down the three-point. And it really hasn't gone down as well as I think this team can shoot it really since the exhibition games. I think this team is going to shoot it a lot better moving forward. And the fact that they still found a way to win and win big without the three ball going down. Yeah, and Bryce McGowan's, I talked to him after the game, and he said it. When things aren't going how you expect them to, or if things aren't going, that you're not feeling it, find other ways to kind of contribute. And for him last night or yesterday, it was getting to the free throw line. And he was one of those guys, 10 for 10 from the free throw line. So finding other ways to score and contribute when the shot's not falling like it normally does.
Yeah, I was just looking this up. They're 27% right now on threes. They've got better shooters than that. Now they're 75% from the line, and they're getting to the line a lot, which is another trait of Fred Hoiberg's offenses. And so you do that, that's going to keep you in some games. But I think the better shooting will come for this team again. Tennessee State tomorrow night. Nebraska trying to get 3 in a row. The back-to-back wins, only the third time in Coach Hoiberg's tenure here that he's won back-to-back games.
Wow.
So stringing together 3-4 would be huge, and this team certainly has the opportunity with the game tomorrow night and then the game with South Dakota on Saturday for them. So that's tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. So hopefully we'll see the ball go through the basket tomorrow night.
Yeah, I mean, even like a guy like Keisei Tominaga, we know he can shoot it well, and he hit his last 2 last night, but he has not shot the ball well. I mean, C.J. Wilcher had a big game against Creighton, but he is a career almost 40% three-point shooter. He's shoots right around 38, over 38%. So a lot of these guys that absolutely can shoot the ball and can shoot the lights out of the gym have not shot it well to start this thing. So when it starts going down, look out, and they might run some people out of the gym when they're all clicking on all cylinders. But yeah, building some confidence moving forward I think will be huge in these next 3 games.
So Tennessee State, then South Dakota, then it really cranks up. You get into December and it's going to get interesting. They got the ACC Challenge with North Carolina State. You have a couple of league games mixed in there with Indiana and Michigan. Michigan's struggling right now. They got whacked last night by Arizona. They've lost a couple of games already in this season, but still feel like they're probably one of the better teams in the Big Ten Conference. And then they go play Auburn. They got K-State, so a really good batch of games coming up for the Husker men tomorrow night. 8 o'clock PBA. Pregame coverage begins at 7. Then on Wednesday night, we'll have a men's basketball show and our football show for the week. Everything condensed this week because of the football game being on Friday. And then, Jessica, huge volleyball weekend. Huskers going to the final weekend of the regular season, tied for first with Wisconsin. Almost had a lead. Wisconsin had faced 3 match points last night at Minnesota in the 4th set. They battled back, won the set, then won the 5th, so they go into the weekend tied. So here we go, at Wisconsin, at Purdue.
Were Husker fans, have they ever cheered louder or harder for Minnesota than they were yesterday?
Had to be.
But no, what a way to kind of a performance to come off of to go into a big weekend like this. They played so well against Penn State, of course, having the Saturday night game canceled against Rutgers. Coach Cook talked about, the sense of urgency going in against Penn State and the way that they performed. He said the first set was probably the best they've played all year. And so if they can kind of carry some of that, they need to carry some of that going into this weekend to have a shot at beating Wisconsin there in Madison.
And how about Maggie Mendelson? Tim had this in the ticker, a dual sport standout on the national level, not just in her own state. She is a well-renowned both volleyball and women's basketball player. She signed with the Huskers. She intends on playing both sports here. I'll be interested to see how the dynamics of all that work. That's really difficult double-double to do, but she is an incredibly talented player.
Yeah, played for both Team USAs. I mean, is there anybody that could say that they've played for 2 different Team USA sports? Not very many. But yeah, I thought the story of how she surprised everybody. Only a couple people knew that she was coming down. They flew in to go to the game. She surprised the volleyball team before practice, Coach Cook and everybody, and then went and told the basketball staff, and it was a party on a celebration. Big get for both of those teams.
Been 4 student athletes at Nebraska that have played both sports here. Most recently, Allie Havers played it just a couple of years ago, but it's a tough double-double to go, so it's going to be interesting to see what she does, but she's rated as the number 36, number 32 basketball player in the country in her class, and she's a top 10 player in volleyball.
And she's done it her whole life, so, I know it's a little bit different coming to college, but it's something that she's done and is used to, so she'll be excited to continue it on here.
Huge news there. That's going to put a wrap for tonight's show. Thanks to Andrew, Tim, Jessica, and all of you. Have a great night.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Here we go again. The celebrating, the accolades. Ever since we added Marco to our team, our technology can't lose. Day after day, success after success, Marco's made our business IT a force to be reckoned with. The only drawback of being technology all-stars is keeping champagne away from the electronics. Find out what your technology could be saying at marconet.com.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red. Lutz is an integrated business solutions firm born and raised in Nebraska with offices in Omaha, Lincoln, Hastings, and Grand Island. Lutz provides expert accounting, consulting, financial, technology, M&A, and talent solutions tailored to you. Lutz embraces your business as their own to discover the right solutions to help you thrive. They mind what matters for businesses or individuals seeking a partner to help energize and heighten financial and organizational success. Visit lutz.us/GBR.
Much like the values of the people of Nebraska, Nebraska Realty was built on the principles of hard work, dedication, and doing things the right way. They believe strongly in the power of creating lasting relationships and the value those relationships hold. Their success is based on trust and the relationships created with the people and communities they serve across the state of Nebraska.